until they graduate is unreal. They truly are women now. Whew, sorry. And these women accomplish more things than I think I have accomplished in my many, many years, which I will not tell you how many there were. I'm going to tell you later, after we introduce them, a little bit about them, but I always joke that I want to be like them when I grow up. And you will too, once you hear a little bit more about this class. Collectively, just a little bit about this class, they have completed more than 2,000 hours of service. This is a small class. These are 9 people, and they've done more than 2,000 hours of service in this short time. 4 of them have earned the Presidential Service Award, which is a nationally recognized award, and 2 of the members of this class, so 2 out of 9, were recipients of the Distinguished Moneylet Award. So these are really accomplished women. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce these ladies. They are being escorted by significant men in their lives. This is a mother-daughter organization, so typically as moms get all the recognition and we get to do all these great things with these girls, but they've also had really influential, amazing men who've helped them become who they are, and so this is a chance for us to appreciate their contributions as well. So it is my pleasure to introduce, beginning with Ashley Bergstead and her father, Greg Bergstead. Please welcome them. Renee Brogley and her father, Mark Brogley. Caitlin Culpepper and her father, U.S. Air Force Colonel Rob Culpepper. Aubrey Donahue and her dad, Paul Donahue. Jackie Durham, who is being escorted by her Uncle Scott because Wes, her father, is serving in Saudi Arabia. So from all of us, we thank you, Wes, and your family for your sacrifice. Zoe Kaiser and her dad, Lee Kaiser. Haley and Dee Kaiser. Kakar, Haley and Dee Kakar, they're not mine. Lauren Maloney and her father, Michael. Lauren Meyer with her dear family friend and role model, Ryan O'Dell. So while they sit, I would like to share some things that I have learned about these girls over the years, so you get a better insight into who they are, and when we say that these women are just amazing, you can understand. So I get to start with Ashley Bergstead, which is a very difficult one for me to start with because I have known her since she was 3 years old. She is like another daughter to me. Ashley, watching you grow into the mature, caring, strong young woman that you are has been a true honor. Ashley has been a star athlete. She has done competitive cheer since probably she could walk. And if there's anyone in here who is saying, oh, cheer is not a sport, by the time you get your first argument, Ashley will have done a full twist over your head and put an end to that thought. She is more than physically strong, much to her mother's chagrin. She is strong-minded. She is strong with character. She is confident and strong-minded. She knows how to be a leader. Make no mistake, I knew when I met this girl when she was a tiny thing that she was going to be a force to be reckoned with. And just to back that up, I will give you a little background. When we started this chapter, our first tee, Ashley's 14, she's a freshman. It is the most awkward time in your life, almost, right, I would say. We needed flowers, and we were a new chapter. We didn't have a huge budget. Miss Ashley, on her own, called every florist in the Centerville area and got them all to donate flowers. And we had flowers more than we knew what to do with. We didn't need these flowers. There were so many. They could not turn her down. She had the confidence to do that. Ashley has been a Gold Medal Presidential Service Award recipient twice. And I believe for gold you have to achieve 250 hours. I'm not sure about that, but she's accomplished much. She also received the Mercy Award for our chapter, which is given to the member with the greatest number of service hours. So she is unreal. I love you, Ashley. Renee Brobley. Miss Renee is going to be a force. STEM, women in STEM, meet Renee. Renee is going to be studying mechanical engineering next year and actually was a recipient of the Xerox Award for Innovation and IT. She's 18, maybe even 17. In addition to the community service that she's accomplished while at NCL, she actually founded a nonprofit called Voices for Comfort Women. It's a teen organization that partners with the Washington Coalition for Comfort Women Issues. If you're like me and do not know what that organization is about, Comfort Women are there for the Comfort Women are actually female victims of the Second World War. They were sold into sex slavery by the Japanese army. I had no idea. This organization's mission is twofold. One, they would like to get the Japanese government to acknowledge what happened and issue an apology. And two, ultimately eradicate and prevent sex crimes against women through public awareness and education. So she helped to found that teen organization supporting that mission. Renee is also active in her church, and she serves others through St. Timothy's Youth Ministry and Work Camp, as well as the Guadalupe Free Clinic and Paul VI Peer Mentoring Group. So Renee, it has been a pleasure. You inspire me. Then Miss Caitlin Culpepper, one of the OG Bluebell members of the class of 2019. There were three, Caitlin, Ashley, and Zoe, and that's all we had when we started. I have really gotten to watch you grow into a confident young woman. When Caitlin started, she was so shy, as am I. This is not a comfort zone for me right now, I will have you know. I will be doing this in 30 years. Caitlin has really come out of her shell, and she actually ended this year as the president of the class, which has required her to reach out and step out of her comfort zone and really lead the meetings and do all kinds of things, and I'm super proud of you for that. Caitlin was the Modelette Award. She received the Modelette Award in the 11th grade, and she's also received the Bronze Presidential Service Award twice. Outside of NCL, what I find most interesting about Caitlin, and I've loved talking to her about, is her world travel. Caitlin has been to more than 40 countries, about 45. She's lived in Germany and Thailand. She's fluent in French and speaks Thai. She is a French Honor Society student, a devout Christian, and active in her church community. An interesting fact about Caitlin is for the past 12 years, she has sponsored 2 young women who are her age from Thailand and Bolivia. And over the past few years, she actually traveled to meet them. And so they are no longer children that she helps who are in need, but they actually are friends. And she's developed a relationship with these young women, which is just unbelievable. I'm so proud of you, Caitlin, and I know you are going to do amazing things to make this world a better place. It's been a pleasure. Aubrey is a Renaissance woman. She is an athlete, an honor student, and committed to serving others both through NCL and outside of NCL. She is a leader. She is part of the Young Women's Executive Club. She plays field hockey. She's a soccer player, an avid skier, and snowboarder. She was part of Bishop O'Connell's all-conference field hockey team. And one of the things that I learned about her early on, and I never forgot when I was trying to pull together these thoughts, she is actually a ski instructor for the Special Olympics. So outside of the work that she does in NCL, she teaches snowboarding and skiing to Special Olympians. So it has been a pleasure. Aubrey, we'll miss you. Mr. Jackie Durham came into our lives late, right? Sophomore year? Like a little firecracker. Looks like her mother, if you know her. She is an exceptional woman who I adore. When she moved here, she moves a lot. She's also a military family member, and she jumped into NCL and wasted no time becoming an active TikToker, serving in a board position, and she actually also, like many of our girls, was recognized for her service with the Presidential Service Award. She is a scholar, National Honor Society student, as well as an actress. She is part of Centerville High School's theater group and a member of the Thespian Honor Society. And I am genuinely going to miss you, and you better come visit me. Haley Kakar. I have also known Haley for a very long time. She was Zoe's best friend since preschool. One of Zoe's best friends. Little bitty girl, very sweet, quiet, and I didn't know her very well. I didn't get to spend a lot of time with Haley until she joined NCL. Over the last few years, this lady has found her voice. And I will tell you, when I saw her for the first time speak in front of our chapter, I think it was a patrons meeting, and I thought, really, Haley's coming to speak? Because Haley's so mild-mannered. And Haley stood up in front of that group, and I have a hard time standing up here. She was 16 at the time. She came and stood up and spoke to the patronesses and was graceful and well-spoken, and you knocked me off. You knocked my socks off. And then you did it again at the She Rocks the World Awards. And this was, if you weren't at the awards, which many of you were not, this was a packed auditorium. This was not a small, intimate room, and this young lady got up and spoke like I could never. I was so impressed by you. In NCL, Haley has always served in a variety of leadership roles. Our girls, because they are a small class, have to always be officers. So that's also something I'd like to recognize. They don't get a chance to not have an officer role. And you may laugh at this, but I will tell you, the best corresponding secretary ever is Haley Kakar. And I would venture to say she's better than any of the patroness corresponding secretaries we've ever had. On her own accord, anytime we had an event, if Holly hosted a meeting or someone did something for us, without even me thinking about it, Haley would say, I'll send them a thank you card. And she did. She is just a young woman of grace. Outside of NCL, she is another one of our scholar athletes. She is a varsity tennis star. She received the Coaches Award as well as awards for players with a 4.0 or greater GPA. She also taught lessons to young kids. She was a She Rocks the World ambassador. She's a member of her high school's Key Club, and she does all of this while holding a job. She also works. Haley, it has been such a pleasure to get to know you better. You come from a hardcore tech family, so I am proud for Haley and proud to say that she will also be going to Tech next year through her dream school. So we are proud of you. Congratulations, Haley. Miss Maloney. This lady, very unassuming, is a super athlete. She's been first district basketball team, 3-time district champs for basketball, and regional and state champs for volleyball. Beyond her athletic prowess, she is a musician. She plays the French horn in the marching band at Langley High School as well as in her church's band, and she's also part of the Music Honor Society. But it doesn't stop there. Lauren is also a scholar. She's a member of the Latin Honor Society, the Math Honor Society, the English Honor Society, and the National Honor Society. She is headed in the fall to the School of Business, the Kelley School of Business at Indiana University. But above all these things, Lauren is also a philanthropist, which you may not have known. And I will be honest, I did not know. Outside of NCL, she is a writing tutor, a Special Olympics referee. She participates in United Sound, where she teaches mentally challenged students how to play instruments. Most memorable for me is the work that she did over the last 3 years, where she travels with her church to help build homes for the less fortunate here in Virginia. Her experiences doing this have been so influential that she's actually maintained friendships with some of these people. So, Lauren, it has been my pleasure, and I do hope you keep in touch. Miss Lauren Meyer, where is she? There you go. brains and drive, this young woman. She is president of the Flint Hill School, Model UN. She is part of the Latin Honor Society. Latin, not Spanish, not French, Latin. She's been on the headmaster list, which is their honor roll, and she is headed to Virginia Tech in the fall to study neuroscience and ultimately attend medical school. So that is your brains and your drive, but you also have a heart for service. Your love for serving others extends way beyond what you've done in NCL. She was, and my nephew did this, so I know what an achievement this is. She was the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Student of the Year and raised more than $140,000 for that organization. She is unreal. In addition, she's an athlete. She is a She Rocks the World ambassador, a Flint Hill School student ambassador, and a varsity softball player. So Lauren, I am very happy and honored to have known you. Again, I hope you will keep in touch. You are an amazing young woman. You're going to do amazing things. One thing I didn't mention that has always stood out to me, Lauren has actually, a few years ago, she shadowed doctors in Pennsylvania at Jefferson Hospital, and she's currently shadowing a general surgeon at Alexandria Hospital. So when I tell you that these girls are unreal, they are unreal. Okay? And there is one more girl in our class who I have not recognized yet, and I don't think I could. Zoe Kaiser. I love you. That's why I asked Tori to say what I do not.
So Nadine asked me if I would help introduce Zoe, and I'm honored to do so. And I got to look at a more specific list of her resume and her accomplishments. And I don't know, impressive does not really do her justice. So Zoe is one of our original founding members of the Virginia Bluebell class of 2019. And during her time with NCL, her favorite philanthropies are the Lost Dog and Cat Rescue and the Special Olympics. Zoe was the first recipient of the very prestigious Modelette Award. I know that Nadine has mentioned it. That's an award given to a TikToker who embodies all that NCL stands for. So it's a very prestigious award, and she was our first recipient. Besides her accomplishments within NCL, she's an ambassador for She Rocks the World, and I know that Nadine has mentioned that organization as well, but if you're unfamiliar with it, it's an organization of teenage girls who serve as role models for their peers to encourage leadership and, I'm probably not doing it justice, but to just as a support for teenage girls. And there she serves as the social media lead. She developed a website for a nonprofit group called Save the Bees, which I had a lot of fun scrolling through. I encourage you to check it out. I didn't realize quite the role that bees have in saving our own environment and our own lives, so I definitely encourage you to check that out. She's done a beautiful job with that. She attended the Governor's School of Humanities at Radford in December 2017. She'll graduate from Centerville High School this June, where she participated a 3-time scholar athlete, participating in cross country and softball. She's a member of the Key Club, the Centerville High School Choir, Tri-M Musical Honor Society. She's a member of the National Honor Society and the Math Honor Society. And just in case all that wasn't enough to keep her busy, she also works as a cashier at Wegmans. So hopefully we'll get to see you before you leave. And this fall, she'll be attending the Honors College at the University of South Carolina, where she'll be studying business at the Darla Moore School of Business. So it's been a pleasure to get to know you, Zoe, and I can't wait for the future when you have done great things and I can say I knew you when.